Debt doesn't care who wants to encourage it and take it on board. Debt doesn't care whether you have a small amount of money that you can't afford or a larger amount of money that is beyond your current budget to repay quickly. Debt will cling on aggressively wherever it finds an easy foothold in your household expenses or your lifestyle, where you are spending money that you either don't have or can't afford to buy things that you don't need and have no real requirement for. Debt will stick like a leech to any environment where things are slack, there's poor money management, and there's chaos and lack of organisation. Debt is your enemy. Debt can destroy friendships and relationships by getting in the way of good communication, by stopping you being honest about what is important really within the relationship, and it just clouds your judgment because your focus is distracted and away from the important element of the relationship, and instead you might be worrying about or even hiding the money worries and problems that are upsetting you and causing you to lose that core focus on the relationship, which is far more important. Debt can be the cause of divorce, separation, arguments, secrecy, stealth, if you let it. By being open and honest about your money situation with your partner, you are removing the majority of the problem. Now, facing the debt, you can find solutions and practical steps to get you from where you are now to a future place with less debt and then with no debt, where you can be really focused on enjoying your relationship and the life that you have together. Debt cuts across all lifestyles. It cuts across all households. Whether you live in a street with 20 houses or 200 houses, you can be absolutely sure that behind other front doors in your street are many families dealing with overspending, a lower income than they need for their household budget, a lack of paperwork management and statement management for the accounts that they have, an urge to spend money they don't actually own or possess, and an ability to get to grips with everything and move beyond the debt through a steady daily process of managing your money to come out the other side happily, successfully, and without worry, and with excess savings budgeted for other events throughout the year, for important calendar activities, and for the things that your family have decided together that it is important to save for and then purchase. With my book, Climbing Out of Debt, I documented my process and my journey from significant debt to less debt and then to being debt-free, and the process took me a long time, but it was dealt with on a daily basis to begin with, and then I got into the habit of a weekly money management planning session, 1 day a week, and I've maintained that beyond my debt situation so that now I can allocate time every week to managing my household income and our budget as a family, and to feel in control and to know that we can afford what we want when we choose it is important or relevant to purchase. And I want exactly the same for you. Climbing out of debt is completely possible, and it's also something that you can really enjoy and feel proud of as you step into the journey and then move through it over a period of time to the point where you've moved from recording and managing small payments to your creditors to clearing some of those creditors, then all of those creditors, to being in a place where you can say, this is something that we want as a household. We can now go out and buy it with confidence, knowing the money is there and knowing that it has no damage to our budget to buy this thing that we want. Come with me on the journey. Climbing out of debt is completely possible. It takes time, it takes deliberate action, and to begin with, it will take daily steps so that you can move to a place where you no longer have any debt, and also where you stop incurring debt on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis. Come and join me on the journey. I'll be sharing aspects from the book, and I'll also be putting information out here on the YouTube channel so that you can subscribe and enjoy and learn from when it suits you and it suits your diary.